Good afternoon. I'm Kathy Silver, topping the news at this hour. The Placer County Sheriff's Office says search and rescue efforts resumed in the Alpine Meadows parking lot near Lake Tahoe to make sure there is no one else trapped in last week's avalanche. Authorities say this is only a precautionary measure, as there are no other people unaccounted for at this time. Norm Wilson, Placer County avalanche expert, says a small amount of new snow fell last night, and there's a possibility of a warming trend producing new slides in the area. However, there is a general increase in stability. It was expected that after 4 hours of sunlight, the Department of Transportation would begin clearing roads in the area. Residents of both Alpine Meadows and Squaw Valley will be allowed to return to their homes no later than Wednesday morning. More than 200 persons were evacuated early Monday near the site of the avalanche because of persistent snowfall.
Anna Conrad, she survived 5 days of being buried alive by the killer avalanche at Alpine Meadows. Rescue workers discovered Conrad in a collapsed A-frame outbuilding. Anna Conrad gave this interview from her hospital bed in Truckee.
I could move a little bit, fortunately, but not much. So it's having to live with yourself for a while. I didn't think it was quite as many days as it was, but it turns out it wasn't.
Were you conscious through all this?
I think for a day of it I was unconscious, and the rest of it I was fully conscious.
We hear that you were real close to being found yesterday. Can you tell us something about that?
Oh, well, I guess it was Friday. They heard they were coming through, and they yelled my name, and I answered them, but either they didn't hear me or they couldn't get through because of the problems with the avalanche. That's the only other time it was close. It was kind of frustrating when they left after they talked to me and stuff, but understandable. As long as they got through, I was happy.
What was it like today when they found you?
Fantastic. They're all friends. Every single one of them I knew just about. So it was like seeing a bunch of people you love. It was great.
We hear that the pick was coming in or something and you were reaching for snow. Is that how you managed to survive?
One of the guys had knocked some of the snow down off of one of the lockers, and I went to grab for the snow because I was eating snow to keep from getting too dehydrated. And he saw my hand, and that's how they found me. The dog had found me first, I guess, eventually.
Did you ever give up hope?
No. I knew they'd be there. I was praying today. I knew they'd come in.
Can you tell me what it was like when the avalanche hit, what you were doing, and what happened?
I was walking towards the end of the locker room, and that was all I know. I never knew the avalanche hit. I didn't know until today that there was an avalanche that hit. All I knew is I was isolated and I couldn't move anymore.
How do you feel?
I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad to see everyone.
A lot of people have been pulling for you for a long time.
Stay tuned. There's lots more ahead on Newswatch 13 at noon.
KOVR TV, Stockton-Sacramento. Now, Northern California's fastest-growing news service from the Stockton-Modesto News Center and our studios in Sacramento. This is Newswatch 13 at noon.
Continuing with our news now, more bad weather. The Midwest and Northeast are bracing for record low temperatures and blizzard conditions as the storms push through that section of the country. Chris Burry has more on the cold from Chicago.
The Midwest is digging out